Hello and welcome to Jquery for Designers. This is a screencast to demonstrate how to load an image in the background of an already loaded HTML page and add any extra functionality you want before actually showing the image, such as a fade effect or another Ajax hit and so on. So for this demonstration I've got just a block of HTML already pre-styled, and this is the div I'm going to be loading my image into. Note that currently we've got a class of loading on this, and here the CSS setup has images spinner set on it, and if you look at the actual loaded page, this block is our div, and we're using a background image to indicate that something's actually loading. If I stripped off the loading class, you wouldn't see that anymore. You can have a more complicated HTML within that loading div, or you could have a smart animated GIF saying image loading, some kind of slider moving along, or whatever you like. So without the HTML, the JavaScript in place, we're not actually doing anything yet. Oh, I should mention this script tag is just to simulate delaying the image loading. It'll just block for a few seconds and then allow the image to load. So in your real example, you wouldn't have that. So let's load Jquery in, and $function. This is the equivalent of the dot ready, so all the code within this block will execute once the DOM is ready. This is where all the magic's going to happen. Because we're creating a new image object, this image object has an onLoad event which we can hook into, and we can execute our code when the image is actually loaded. So I'm going to do image.load, and for now I'm just going to do a console.log. We've loaded the image. Now, at this point the image is just an empty image, so we need to actually set the source attribute, and I've already got an image set up here. We've literally just set the source attribute as if we had a normal image, like that, basically. Nothing special, but once it's actually loaded this image, it'll fire the load function, and we'll see that now. So let's just bring up the console as well. Refresh the page. There we go, it says we've loaded the image. So in here, what I need to do is strip the loading class off the loader div, remove class loading, and I need to append the image inside of the loading div. And it will literally, once the image is loaded, place it straight inside this div. So there's our fake delay, and that's the image loaded. If we want something a little sexier, we can hide the image before we actually append it, and then fade it in. Let's do a slow effect. So there's our force delay. We fade the image in. Now it doesn't have to be on load. We can actually have we can put this inside of a function load image. Oops. And this can be triggered by a click event. So let's just ignore the href for the second. So you could, oh, we've got an error here. Line 35. What am I missing? I'm sure this is obvious to the people watching. Ah, yeah. Bracket I missed. Right. It's still doing the delay because I've just left it in the bottom, but let me just get rid of that. And let's put the... I mean, you have to imagine this is maybe an empty div. It doesn't have anything on it at all. Load image to return false. If I click on load image, it loads our image into the div. We could have several of those, and we can have once the image is loaded here, we could do an Ajax hit if we wanted to. URL data action equals delay. So that'll take 2 seconds to actually load it. Success. And here we can load in our image once the Ajax hit is complete. So if we look at net, if I clear this and then click on it again, you'll see it did an extra Ajax hit. Let's clear that out. Clear this. And you can see it doing the Ajax hit before it actually loads the image. Okay, you can find out more information on the Jquery for Designers website. There's also a link to this source code and a few explanations as to the JavaScript we're using. Okay, thanks for watching.